Two senior federal law enforcement sources say acting ATF Director Kenneth Melson is expected to resign under pressure. This is breaking news just into CNN. CNN's Gene Meserve joins us now with much more on this. I guess, Gene, this goes back to this Fast and Furious operation and the guns that were sold to smugglers.
That's our understanding, yes. Our producer, Terry Frieden, says two federal law enforcement sources have told him that Kenneth Melson, the current head acting director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, is expected to resign under pressure, perhaps, and I emphasize the word perhaps, in the next day or two. We're also told that Attorney General Eric Holder will be meeting with Andrew Traver. He's head of the ATF field office in Chicago, about potentially serving as acting director of the ATF. You're right, Randy. This is about Fast and Furious. It was a program under which ATF agents assigned to the Phoenix office watched people called straw buyers go into gun stores and purchase weapons. According to whistleblowing ATF agents who testified on Capitol Hill just last week in a very fiery hearing, they were then told to stop following the weapons and not to make any arrests. The theory behind this program, they said, was that when these guns surfaced at a crime scene in Mexico, then they might be used to make a larger case against a larger arms smuggling organization. These whistleblowing agents said this was contrary to the usual ATF policy, and several members of Congress, notably Senator Charles Grassley and Congressman Issa, were highly critical of the ATF. And in the hearing last week, they suggested that higher-ups within the organization knew. There was even testimony that Melson, this acting director of the ATF, had set up a video feed in his office so he could watch some of those straw buys taking place. Back to you, Randy.
So this really shows the extent of the political damage here. Wouldn't you say that this might have caused?
Yes, this has been quite an explosive issue here in Washington. Senator Grassley first made news with this a couple of months ago. The hearings last week on Capitol Hill were really something quite unusual to behold in Washington, given the strength of the comments from the congressman. They said they wanted to know who in the ATF approved this, and Congressman Issa said he also wanted to know who at the Department of Justice might have known about this program and who approved it. One of the ATF agents said, you know, we weren't putting guns into the hands of people who were hunting bears. We were putting weapons into the hands of people who were hunting other people. And they expressed considerable outrage at their own department for doing this. So, yeah, it's been a very big issue. And the Department of Justice last week at the hearing did put someone forward, but he was skewered by the members of Congress on the committee, especially the Republican members of that committee. So, yes, a big political issue here. And apparently, from Terry Frieden's sources, Kenneth Melson is now going to be forced to resign from his position, apparently.
All right, Gene Meserve, thank you so much for bringing us up to date on that.